You're watching ASOTU CON 2024, presented in collaboration with Reynolds and Gubagoo.
Thanks to our studio partner FullThrottle.ai and to AutoGenius for partnering with us to put on Pitch Tank.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and get started. That way we can get rolling. We'll have more people coming in here. Leave the doors open for just a couple minutes just because we got people rolling in. We got the whiteboards on their way. Look at that, unbelievable. All right, this is Pitch Tank. You got magnets even you can play with during the middle part. Look at that, guys. It's awesome. All right, this is Pitch Tank. Thank you guys so much for being here. This is one of my favorite things that I get to do because I get to share the collaboration and the things that people are doing to serve dealers in our industry in the tech and the services they provide. So the way this is going to work is I have 4 different contestants. They are each going to have a max of 3 minutes in which to complete their pitch. At the end of that 3 minutes, I will give a really obnoxious probably something like that. You'll hear me. Then at that point, I will turn to these gentlemen who will get to introduce themselves in just a moment to question these people for about 5 to 7 minutes, depending on how many questions they have, so that you can get the answers to the questions that you might have. During that time, you'll be able to go to the app, rate that person 2 to 5, because we're just not going to give ones, okay? Like if you're gonna give a 1, like you're just angry and you can see yourself out, you know? You'll rate them and we'll rate them. At the end, we'll announce a winner. The third place person between this event and the event in the next stage will also be featured on our final tomorrow morning on the live stage, all right? Now, before I introduce these couple people, I do want to go through a little bit of the criteria. What we want you to be thinking about when you're judging these people, we want you to be thinking about these 4 things. 1, the innovation and uniqueness of which the product that they're presenting brings to the market.
We'll dive into.
Uh-oh. What was that? What just happened? Is there still music in here? Can we cut the music? Next, the market impact and the adoption potential. So, how much impact will this have on the automotive retail market?
You're all downloaded.
Someone's coming up in this thing. That's exciting. And the adoption potential. So, how many dealers do you think would actually pick up on something like this? The customer value and satisfaction, and then the clarity and completeness of product vision. You'll be doing a 2 through 5. These guys can do like 4.1, 4.4, 3 if they feel like, whatever you're feeling, all right? So we'll do that, we'll judge, it'll be a lot of fun. If you can please, when these people come up, hoot and holler for them. When they finish, hoot and holler for them. They're putting their necks out on the line. They only have 3 minutes. That's really hard to communicate a product. So serve them in that way. Be a good audience, all right?
And you say clarity of pitch in
clarity
the 3
of
minutes.
pitch. Like how clear is it? Do you understand it? Do you understand what's going on? If you were having to buy this, could you buy it quickly? Are they good at an elevator pitch, right? All right, let's go ahead and do this. Chase, Bill, do me a favor. Just introduce yourself, what you do, what company you're with, and why it might be important that I invited you guys here.
Of course, Chase Fraser. I run a venture capital fund called FM Capital. We only do automotive tech, so just think about all the dealer tech that's been floating around the last 20, 30 years. That's the kind of stuff we invest in. We manage the most recent number, $420 million, and we're raising our 4th fund right now.
Awesome. Bill.
Bill Cariss. I work for Holman Enterprises. Started off as a Ford dealership 100 years ago. So this is our centennial anniversary this year. We've got more than 1 dealership now. We just made a pretty big acquisition. We're up to 60 stores.
That works in a number of different fields, and particularly with streamline your process. So
keep it going.
It's real weird. I don't know.
He's a great guy. He looks like Brad Pitt. Anyway, so we do automotive retail. We obviously know that. I spent 18 years running that business for us. I run a ventures group for us right now. We've got a couple of our portfolio companies in the room here. Hopefully some more by the time these next couple days are done. But great to be here.
There we go. Awesome. All right, without further ado, let's get after it. Please welcome to the stage, AutoTag Connect.
Thanks, Kyle.
All right, Beth,
Appreciate
do
it.
you have slides?
I do have slides.
Do we have a clicker?
There we go.
Yes, there it is. Look at that. Let's make sure it works before
I get the remote.
you get the remote. You don't have to
Awesome.
depend on Jordan to do it. Is it clicking? Is it on? It's on. It's working.
Awesome.
Beautiful.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Jordan.
Appreciate it.
If you want to step right over there, I'm going to sit down, hang out with these guys for a minute. Smart people in the room. And, yeah. You okay with me judging?
Do it. I love it.
I'm going to be mean. You guys be nice. I'll be mean. Sound good?
Deal.
All right, cool. Beth, I've got 3 minutes on the clock. Well, no, I did have 3 minutes on the clock. It's on this other clock over here. I've got 3 minutes on the clock. Let's go.
All right. I am Beth Caro, and I am with AutoTag Connect. We are your national vehicle title and registration partner, steering your title department in the right direction. Oh.
Give me an extra 15 seconds.
Sorry about that. It looks like someone's clicking on the screen maybe back there.
Oh,
There we go. Sorry. All right. So I'm Beth Caro. Like I said, I have over 20 years experience in national title and registration that we want to help your title clerks in your dealership. And we have been working across our community. You can see on the screen here, we empower women. We also work with the Maryland Chamber of Commerce supporting small business. And we also support our Bay Tag here in Maryland, that shiny Bay plate that can be on your beautiful new car. And we are the title and license plate experts. Did you know we've already been on national TV? It's great to be here today with you guys, but John Davis at Motor Week said, Beth, we need you to come out here and we need to talk about salvage titles, brands. You guys deal with those too, so does the public. And we're here to help you dealers. Did you know we are the ones behind the scenes handling those bulletins at the MVA? So if any of you are here as a Maryland dealer, a year ago to this day, I put out a bulletin working with the MVA to help you with those trade-ins that did not get a clear title from the bank. That workaround was us, our team, along with the Maryland Auto Dealer Association. Now we have a new bulletin out, and that's the electronic lien system. Come by my booth and talk to me if you want to know more. Do you walk in your title departments and see your title clerks looking like this? See what's around them? Paper. It's a mess. But we're going into electronic era, and we want to help you. We have 3 tiers. We are launching our membership dealer services. My manager and I have launched 3 tiers to help you in your dealership.
go.
That way your title department has someone that they can call without having to call 50 different DMVs for updates.
Then nothing else matters.
Doesn't.
But what?
So we had case study.
People are drinking Europe.
And we help your dealers with the customers. A couple case studies I just want to share with you is those military customers. They must have an active tag to get on base. Don't leave your customers stranded. And case study 2, when you get those trade-ins, sometimes it's not the recent title anymore. So you want to pay attention to that. And if you don't know how to figure that out, that's why we're here. So why we're doing what we love, we want you to do what you love in your dealerships. Thank you so much, everyone.
With time to spare, amazing. You sit right over there. You have to answer some questions.
Oh, that's right.
Gents, do you have some questions right off the bat? Sorry,
I do.
Bill.
I got a couple questions. So we know the space pretty well, both in the fleet and the retail space. So just tell me who your competitors are. Who are you displacing? Are you displacing tag agencies? Are you displacing the auto? You talked about working with MADA. Mm-hmm. How do you overlap, and exactly how do you fit into that?
So, Bill, we're a certain niche. We're not actually displacing anyone. Our office supports the title and tag agencies. We do training for them. That way they don't know just how to do Maryland, because there's 600 of them across the state to help these dealers. And we want to make sure that they can help you with DC, Pennsylvania, all these surrounding states, and even places like Hawaii and Alaska for the military. So, Bill, I'm not displacing anyone, tying them in, educating them, training them, giving a consultant place that they can have national resources.
So you don't technically touch paper. You train people who do touch paper, and you're an intermediary then?
Well, thank you, Bill, for that, for helping me to clarify that. We actually do both. But over the last 5 years, there's been major changes in the title departments. You all have staff, and we want to support them. That's why we've expanded our training and consulting services. But if you need someone to process something, we can do that too. We touch the paperwork, Bill. I'll be clear.
Is that
We
an
touch the
automated
paperwork.
system, or is it still fairly manual and human?
Well, that's a challenge there. We have, and I'm sure as many of you know in the audience, every jurisdiction across the country, every state has different policies right now. Some of them don't even have a paper title application. But then we have some states that still have 3-part carbon title copies. Maine, if anyone doesn't know the state, you can't even get the paper on the internet. You have to call the DMV for a title application for mail.
So talk about, you talked about electronic titles, and we happen to know a little bit. We have a portfolio company that is doing digital titles, and then we've talked to companies like Reviver, who does license plates with red. There's a lot of places all in and red. Talk about your technology play relative to electronic or digital.
Absolutely. So I've been in the space with the conference called AMVA. That's where all the DMV administrators get together. I've been there for the last several years working at their regional conferences to talk about consistency, compliance, and fraud in regards to what these changes are that are happening across the country. So when you talk about electric titling, e-title, digital title, those things are going to happen. Do not let your title departments be scared of it. What it's going to do is create a much faster money flow through the dealerships, and there are ways that all of these title clerks will still have a job and are needed.
Do you actually have IP in your company? I mean, do you have tech, or is it mostly a lot of labor and a lot of manual process?
Well, that's a very good question. There are still a lot of steps that are very labor enduring. A lot of those intricate details, like if you're going to do a tag transfer for a customer from New Hampshire, you must retain their original registration card, or else that deal is going to get rejected. Small, intricate details like that. But there are states like Illinois that you do not submit a paper title application. You go to their website first and submit it electronically. So there are changes happening across the country just like that.
How do you charge for this?
Well, we have a service fee per deal, but the membership program and the solution that I'm launching today here at ASOTU CON is a monthly subscription, so that way your title clerks have someone that they can call, email, reach out to immediately to get an answer without having to be on hold or what am I going to tell the customer now?
So the subscription isn't for a tech piece, it's for a human interaction, for consulting, training, things like that.
Absolutely. And we have some tools on our website that give electronic solutions, so that way you can get quotes and estimates from our office. You can also upload paperwork so we can help you to know, are you going to have everything in place for that customer's transaction to be processed?
How scalable is it if for some reason there was 500 dealers that wanted to be a part of that? Is it simply scalable, or is it pretty labor intensive and human intensive?
It can be labor intensive, good question, but that's why we aren't just processors. That's why we're also trainers and consultants, because like I said, we have title agencies across our state, across our country in 21 states, and we use those small businesses to get the job done and quicker because they're boots on the ground in that state.
So as you know from talking to dealers, sometimes they have short attention spans. So in that 30 seconds, you sit down with them. What is the value prop? Like in that 15 seconds, those 2 sentences. Like,
Absolutely.
Here's what I do for you, Mr. Dealer.
I'm going to increase your CSI. Your customer service index is going to go up. That sale is not done until that customer's name is on the title, the bank's name's on the title, and those plates are on the car. That's great, you made the sale on the sales floor, but guys, that office in the back, that's the one that's actually putting it on paper, and they need support. And that's what I'm here for.
So are dealers...
Thank you. Great audience.
So are dealers your only customers, or are DMVs or tag agencies? Who do you charge?
So we serve dealers. We also serve banks. We've had a lot of the lending institutions reach out to us, especially over COVID. We've had a lot of challenges with the lien recordings. I also work with the DMVs. I'm the one that goes in and helps with policy change. Like I shared that bulletin.
Do you charge those two entities too, or only charge dealers?
only charge dealers, and then a lot of those entities will use us for individual service fees depending on the transactions that need to be processed. But our consulting is an hourly rate. I go on site, I can do it virtually, and that way I can help any of the offices that maybe don't know particular states. We can set up a training for Maine, Illinois, all those fun, different, varying jurisdictions.
Are you raising money?
I'd love to raise money, but I'd like
But
to have
are
your... Yes, and we've actually been doing great. We actually have started to branch out from Maryland. We took a trip up to Ohio just a couple weeks ago, and we took the BMV to lunch. That's the Bureau of Motor Vehicles up there. And that way we can collaborate with them, because now if anyone has an Ohio deal that needs to be done, the BMV will make sure it's done in 1 to 2 days for our office for you.
Awesome. We'll end the questions. If you guys want to figure out your answer, if you haven't already voted, head to the app, click on poll. That was not me laughing, guys. I don't know who's laughing in our room.
I don't know. No, we're apparently all European today. I'm originally from England. Didn't get on the plane last night, but I guess I'm still in that time zone as well. So just be graceful.
That's someone from Space Auto. So. If you haven't voted, head to the app, click on
Nick
poll.
Askew.
That top
I am
one is going to say
CEO of
poll,
Space Auto.
and then we'll vote up here as well.
Solving
This
a
is
very
the weird-
specific
that
problem.
never
If
happened
anybody
ever
recognizes
last year.
this kind of Frankenstein approach, dealerships today are forced to be.
You get more for your money. You know, here it is. So.
All right.
All right. Yeah, go ahead and vote. Jordan, you ready to enter the information? Are you ready, Jordan? Ready? We're going to start with Bill. Give it to us. Bill, what'd you get? Oh.
I would love to do more because I love your
vendors, if you can-
presentation, but we like more tech, so I'm a 2.9. Nope.
3. And I'm going 3.7 only because we got hand claps in the middle of her questions, and that meant everybody in here liked it. So thank you so much, Beth.
Thank you all
Congratulations.
very
Give her a
much.
hand.
Good job, Beth.
All right, next up, please give it up for Constellation. Oh, sorry, we didn't. We were struggling on the walk-up music. I don't know if you've heard the speakers in the room get the other room and stuff. So
Does this work?
here he goes.
Let's just do the walk-up music right now.
Do it for you. Do it for him. All right, sounds good. Hey, look, let's get it started. I'll get 3 minutes on the clock. If you start talking now, it's going to take me about 8 seconds to get my watch pulled up and get the 3 minutes on the clock, but you're off to the races.
All right. Hi, my name is Ron Smith. I am VP of Sales at Constellation. It's a company founded by Diana Lee. She got her start in the dealerships, and like her life's passion is absolutely helping y'all sell more cars. So to that extent, I'd like to introduce you to a first of its kind offering, NBC Spot On. NBC Spot On is an opportunity you can do customized ads on NBC's top shows and programs, hyper-localized to the zip code level for as little as $1,500. So what used to be available to Tier 1 ad groups, Tier 2 ad groups, and large dealer groups is now available to small and medium-sized dealers. This is one of our launch partners, Volkswagen of America. We launched in March. Rachel Zaluchek had some really kind words to say to us about how we went. She is a very happy customer. We signed almost 200 Volkswagen stores in the first 2 months of partnering up. To that extent right here, when we talk about this product, it coming to the market, one of the things that's really, really critical is that zip code level precision that you're going to be able to go to market. Hyper-target your strategies all the way down to the show level. Right? So what it does is it gives you premium branded content that is available in the space where you can specifically even decide what type of audiences that you want to go after, fully customized to your ad strategy so you can deploy and make sure your money is going to the right places. That's funny. This is our platform that we basically roll out right here. You can see that the Peacock platform has 72 million users that are available on this deal. Right? Impressions have been through the roof with Volkswagen, and I'm just going to tell you how big this deal is right now. NBC just put an offer to buy inside the NBA for $2.5 billion from Turner Sports. They're growing. And in fact, at the end of 2020, Netflix lost 3 popular shows: Parks and Rec, Friends, and what do you think the third one was? The Office. The Office, right? That was representative of 21% of their viewership. They lost that much activity when Peacock took it over. We also are making it easier for you too, because look, dealers are busy. Bill, you're busy, right? So what we've done is we've got our modular content system that allows you to drag and drop this content, easy to be able to have customized creative to deploy instantaneously. Make changes, no problem. Offer changes, no problem. Model changes, no problem. Spanish language, no problem. No problema. You get the opportunity to deploy co-op brand compliant content super, super fast. It's Spot On Automotive, brought to you by Constellation. Oh, we have the Olympics too, if you're interested.
With time to spare, my man practiced. Very good, gentlemen.
So you talk about drag and drop. Is the dealer actually doing the work, or is it the dealer's ad agency, or is it somebody else?
Well, so we have a self-serve portal that we've built up that's already got the content basically available for them to deploy. So they can basically go in, pick and choose which model that they want, like which offer that they want to have. It's a seasonal event, like winter sales event. Just go in, click, I want to do winter sales event. It's basically a simple drop down. It's like an Amazon menu for you to be able to pick the creative you want to deploy on either CTV or social, or however you want to do it.
But does the dealer actually want to do that? Is the dealer saying, hey, let me do it, or is it, hey, you guys do it for me?
You know, we get a mixed bag when we launch Volkswagen, because some dealers, like, they've spent a lot of money on their own creative. So they're like, we want to deploy our own. We can certainly patch that through our modular content system. Some of them just want the standard OEM creative. It's basically like you can pick and choose how ingrained you want to be and how you're going to deploy that.
So I'm going to talk like an old school dealer. Tier 1, Tier 2, Tier 3. VW's Tier 1.
Yep.
Tier 2 is a dealer associations, and Tier 3 obviously is a dealer themselves. Are you playing in all 3? And what is your, and then within that, what is your content?
We're going to be playing in the Tier 3 space specifically on this, because we're trying to make it affordable for a small dealer who wanted to spend money in broadcast but can't spend the 30 grand. That you get in for $1,500 and be able to get that same type of premium branded content that the OEM traditionally has. What's really neat about it is because we're focusing on zip code level, like your PAI for Volkswagen specific. Nobody else can go into your backyard to deploy for you at that time. And one of the things that's also critical for this is the way NBC has it set up is, number one, there's only 5 minutes of ad break time every hour on Peacock. But there's 90-second breaks where you get the commercials. What NBC's got it set up, and we've done this through our platform, is there's only going to be auto vertical, and then there might be a banking vertical and a real estate vertical. So you're never going up against anybody else. And the way that the content is set up, whether you want your name at the beginning or the end card, that modular content bill allows us to be able to interchange whatever we like. So we do offer like white glove service where we'll do it all for the dealer as well, if they don't want to do it.
So it would be my VW stores content, and this is the modularity piece, so we've got a special, we've got a sign and drive or whatever. Mm-hmm. So we can pick that content. That's a drag and drop you're doing, and then I'm dropping it into a time space. And then my last question, I know Chase wants to ask another one. Who actually buys this time? Who negotiates for that time and that content and the space itself?
So we actually, we use beeswax in between us and NBC that allows us to go out there and do the bidding in the marketplace as they go out, right? One of the things that, so this product has launched and it's gone very, very fast. We're right now about to roll out phase 3 of our deployment. Phase 1 was just one simple ad, an Atlas ad, dealer in card at the very end.
Yeah, we actually have a term internally regarding just reducing the...
I'm so sorry.
I was hoping he was going to say something relevant to NBC Spot On. So, but phase 2 was really important because the dealers were like saying, hey, we need custom voiceovers at the very end. I need Holman Volkswagen to be spoken at the very end. So in April, our tech team went out and developed that so we can now deploy where you get custom voiceovers. Phase 3, which is deploying next week, is now those Volkswagen dealers can go in and decide if they want to deploy an Atlas or a Touareg, or they need to sell some ID4, so they can pick their model that they want to deploy now as well.
You mentioned the $1,500 budget. Is that ad spend budget? Is that core spend
Total
Or is that
total spend.
total spend?
Yeah.
What CPMs are you getting currently?
Net CPMs are $32 right now.
So traditional ad agencies don't do this. They may say they do it, but they don't do it. So like, where do you fall in the competition spectrum? Like, who says they do this, and who actually does something similar?
You know, there's any agency right now, Chase, can go out to any DSP and buy whatever they want. What they're buying is remnant inventory, whatever's left over, right? That's typically what they're buying from that space. I would say there's probably another really good one in the marketplace right now. Amazon's growing really fast in auto. So they're a really good one. But it's one of those worlds where instead of just saying, I got to put all my eggs in my basket on NBC or Fox, well, you know, if your dealership is truly thinking full funnel strategy, you know, you might spend a little bit on Amazon and a little bit on NBC because you're getting different viewership during that period of time as well. So.
And when you guys started, I believe you guys were in other verticals. Are you still in other verticals? And
We are.
And
We are.
what percentage of your revenue is automotive?
Well, I'm automotive, so I like to say that we're going to keep the majority automotive for sure.
He's like, I'm VP
Yeah.
of sales, and this is my pocket.
You know, when COVID hit, obviously with offer changes, right? Our initial value offering was like scaled content fast for offers, right? We had to then go into other verticals at the beginning of COVID because nobody's putting offers on cars during COVID, right? So we scaled into the emerging market. We actually formed a really solid partnership with Aflac, and we're deploying their whole entire sales marketplace nationally for them to be able to print brochures instantly. So we're also in pharma. And you know, Diana just got a deal in the wine world. So we've got Realm Cellars if you want to drink some wine.
I'm in.
Yeah. All right, if you have not yet, go ahead and head to the app. Rate that in the app. What's that? There's so many questions, I'm sure. We're going to send these questions to people, and actually, so if they win today, we're sending them the questions so that they answer them on the stage tomorrow. Does that work? And you can go in the app and answer the questions that these people have. Okay. Sound good?
Sounds great.
Rate it in the app. Hit the rating on the thing. I have one more question. Are you white labeling any of this tech, or is it all IP?
We offer white label services.
No, are you white labeling any other tech, or is it all owned IP?
Oh, it's all our tech.
Great. Then my score stands. All right, Bill. Oh, look at these guys. They didn't look, I promise. All right, there we go. They look twins, and then a 4.1 here. Oh, look, Diana, she wants to, there you go. Give him a hand. Give him a hand. Thank you very much. All right, here we go. Next up, wait, who's next? Mr. OneVision, no, Numa, no, OneVision's next, I think. Here we go. Everyone give it a hand for Perry. Do you have a deck? No.
What's that?
Do you have a deck?
Yeah, they're
Oh,
plugging it in right now.
there you go. Here we go. They're plugging it in right now. How close are we? 15
seconds. Wow.
Perry, you are dressed so nice.
Hey,
Everyone
I
give him a
wanted to
hand
do
for
some
the
stand-up.
shoes. Everyone give him a hand for the... You got stand-up?
Yeah, I was going to do a little act when I was here yesterday. Right.
All right, how we looking back there? We looking pretty good?
Yeah, great.
Are we in?
I'm ready.
You want the clicker?
No,
No. Ready? On your mark, get set, go.
I'm Perry Contini. I'm the founder of a business intelligence platform called OneVision AI. It's built on a dream to discover ideas that never existed and problems that needed to be solved. It all started with us wrangling data together from the automotive ecosystem and molding it into a master control system that allowed you to measure marketing, advertising, and sales. Imagine it as a data warehouse customized for automotive, built in a way that you're able to glean results that you only dreamed of before. So OneVision has been something that we totally built from scratch and became our own. Imagine this, a situation where Stevie's a marketing director. He has 10 stores, he has 10 CRMs, 10 DMSs. He doesn't have the time in the day to glean any real business intelligence from that data. So that way, Steve is sort of cut, and he has 10 bosses, and everybody's barking at him. Well, OneVision, we have the ability to aggregate that data and untangle that problem. I'll give you a little video tour of the product. This is built for Steve. Here we go. your CRM data, DMS, digital marketing, GA4, websites. All this data is ingested and aggregated and remediated into 12 different applications that make up the core of OneVision. And there they are. You could take a 30,000-foot view and look at 30 different stores, or you could drill down to one store. Extremely powerful. Imagine metrics if you have 7,000 KPIs and you're able to harness the power of that and control those leads and glean information and data that's relevant. The planner, it actually keeps track in real time during your month of all your leads and sessions and sales in real time so you can understand what's happening. There's also a budget tool that keeps track of all the information that's being aggregated. Real-time revenue, a quick snapshot of all your important KPIs, but then you can drill down on any of these into real details, down to a vehicle level report on what kind of traffic that vehicle is bringing. Lead source ROI, corrects the data into CRM, aggregates it together, puts everything in the right bucket, and then you can see your closing ratios, all the different rates. Report Builder aggregates reports that go to everybody in the group. You can customize it, you can send it when and where and to who you want. Inventory report, the last one I'm going to show you. It aggregates all the third-party data and brings it together, including your website, so you can tell what kind of traffic each individual car is getting across all your third-party sites. That's it.
Awesome.
Amazing.
Give him a hand.
So I'm going to be a grumpy dealer for a second. You've just given me that pitch, and I go, this is just another dashboard.
Right.
How is this not another dashboard?
Well, it's actually a management system because you input data into it and you manage the budgets and information that get inputted into that as well. So it's not just another dashboard. It's more of a data warehouse customized for automotive, where we're aggregating all the data in that ecosystem, all the third-party data, again, GA4 and so forth and so on.
I imagine you've created a lot of system integrations. Can you talk to maybe like the top level, specifically CRM and DMSs that you currently integrate data with?
Yeah, CDK, there's several of them. We integrate through FTP and some direct integrations as well. So, yeah.
But all major CRMs and DMSs, let's call it the top
there's
6 or 7.
There's nothing, right, that we haven't integrated with. If we haven't, we'll build an integration with them.
Awesome.
So sounds like a lot of your data is transactional, coming off CRM and DMSs. Talk more about the third-party data. Talk about websites. The holy grail is attribution and true attribution, and that's easy to say and hard to do. How are you solving for that?
Well, our actual integration now takes the last touch into the system. We have special proprietary software that catches the leads that come through the website because those leads are often lost once they get into the CRM. So we capture those and we stamp those and mark those before they get into the CRM so we can then tabulate it later. And if you noticed on there, lead source ROI had the corrected CRM. So what we do is we correct it. We show you your CRM the way it currently lists everything in those buckets, and then we correct it. Because in the CRM, there could be 5 or 10 leads just for true cars. So we use AI to actually group those together and put all those leads in the same bucket.
Go ahead. What's the ideal customer profile for you? Like how, does your dashboard operate better for a mid-size, large size, single couple rooftops? Is it fairly universal, or do you have a more direct ideal customer profile?
I would say car stores with more rooftops glean more from it. If you want to look at 20 stores and aggregate based on leads and performance, it pulls it right up. If you want to drill down to one store, you can. But the ideal store that benefits from are a group that has many stores, obviously.
Who's the primary user that's logging in or interacting with the tool?
Well, that's a good question. Now, Report Builder was a solution that we came up with that actually allows everybody in the organization to see reports. So that inventory report, the used car manager might want to see that. He gets his own report. So really, the whole team could get their own customized report each month, where you have a marketing director probably driving the product. But once it's set up, you could get automated reports constantly every week or every month.
Talk more about the data warehouse, the AI. Do you have anything that's patentable, any kind of IP that you think is unique to what you do?
No, not at this time, but we're working on some new things this year. We're going to have some really big new products coming out that apply to the base product, OneVision. It's sort of grown organically by the dealers that have embraced it. So what they wanted and what they thought was important, we started doing development based on that, and everybody sort of benefits from the development of the product.
So I'm going to go back to my website data, and there's companies, I mean, CDP, I know you just led something on that, Kyle. Talk about, are you interacting with other CDPs? How are you getting that really bespoke data that is different than just CRM and DMS? I'm still not getting that from
Well, that part,
your product.
remember, first of all, it's corrected because that CRM and DMS data could easily, the attribution of it, even though it's last party, still has something left to be done with that. But as far as CDPs go, that's part of our product rollout, will be a CDP attached to that. And right now we're working with FullPath and an integration with them, so.
So are you displacing someone? So do you go in and they're getting rid of a dashboard, or they go, oh, well, we've not seen anything like this, and it's a new product set?
Well, I think when you look at the product, you'll see it's a one-stop. It really is. Our goal was to take everything, even some of the specialty platforms that might be in a dealership, and integrate that into the system. So you have what I like to call as a master control center for everything.
Awesome. All right, if you have not yet, go ahead and vote in there. We just hit that time limit. I know there may be continued questions, but hit the app, vote in the app, make sure and drive that, and then I'll get these guys to pull together. It's hard quick, I know. All right. Here we go. We got some split scores. Look at this. All over the place. Here we go.
Sorry.
You got them back there? You got them? We got a 4.2. We got a 4. We got a 3.1. Give them a hand, everybody, Perry.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
And last, but certainly not least, let me see that mic, or you can hand it off going off. Everybody give it up for Numa. All right. Hit them with it. I've got 3 minutes on the clock. Let's keep rolling.
Does this work?
Okay. Yep.
So I'm Monty with Numa, regional director. What if I told you that every dealer could leverage generative AI and rescue every single phone call, no more missed opportunities, no more lost customers? Before I explain how we do that, I'm going to give a little background on Numa. We're a true Silicon Valley tech company. Started outside of automotive, so we have over 1,000 small and medium-sized businesses. It was about 3 years ago that a Toyota store reached out to us because they thought we could help them with communication and fixed ops. So at that time, we devoted 100% of our resources to automotive, and of course brought on the automotive DNA of the company. The nice thing about that is we're infinitely customizable. We're going to follow the processes that each dealership has in place and customize Numa to solve specific problems. That being said, we work with a ton of BDCs. The average BDC misses 1,500 phone calls a month. Of those phone calls, 25% of them are customers calling to schedule an appointment that our AI can handle without any human interaction, right? We also are going to be able to rescue those phone calls for the advisors. 83% of the phone calls that go to an advisor is missed, right? 26% of them are hang-ups. So Numa's going to rescue 100% of the phone calls. As you see here on the screen, 65% of your repair orders come from an inbound phone call, right? Unfortunately, 40% of those phone calls go missed. So we're going to rescue 100% of them. And this is where we're a little different than a lot of AI companies. And we kind of joke that we're the anti-AI AI company. And what I mean by that is we truly believe the dealership employee should be talking to the customer. We just want to be the safety net or the backstop that's going to answer those phone calls when the customers are not available. As you can see here, 70% of dealers, we called 1,000 dealers, left a voicemail for a simple brake job, gave them 5 days to call us back. 70% of the dealers never called us back. 30% of them called us back, but it took them almost 24 hours. With Numa, just after 30 days of using Numa, we're going to get the response time back to your customers down to 10 minutes or less. And we do that because of the transparency and accountability that we provide a dealership. So no more lost customers, no more customers calling in multiple times to get a status update. 41% of calls that come in to a service drive are for a status update. We're going to be able to help with those as well. I've already talked about your service advisors. They're all over the dealership. Numa's going to be able to rescue those phone calls as well. This slide here shows that we do a ton. You guys have been asking questions about displacing different platforms. We have that ability. Numa's going to answer the phone when your people aren't available. It's accountability for all customer communication. It gives that visibility into communication that no other solution gives a dealership. It's also going to be able to text in over 120 languages. This gives your people the ability to see it in English. The customer can communicate in Spanish or whatever their preferred language or native language is. So,
perfect. My watch is buzzing. Your time. Amazing, Monty. Thank you so much, gentlemen.
So talk about, by the way, I love your words matter, leveraging generative AI. You didn't say you're an AI company. There are very few true generative AI companies. Who are you leveraging?
Well, we have our own proprietary AI, but we also, because of the architecture of how the platform is built, we can take a ChatGPT and incorporate it into Numa if they're doing something that's the best right now on the market. But to answer your question, we have our own proprietary AI.
So when you say proprietary, I mean an LLM, a true...
Yes.
And that's yep. Proprietary, your IP, patentable, as Chase was asking the previous presenter, all of that.
Yes.
And how long did it take you to build that, and how many developers?
Well, we started over 7 years ago outside of automotive. So we've been doing this a long time. It's just 2.5, almost 3 years now that we've been in automotive. So our engineering team's growing. I mean, that's probably the biggest thing we're hiring for over the last 2 quarters is growing our engineering team. I know we just had an on-site, and there were, I believe, 25 engineers.
So different question. So on a regular basis, do you have some sort of an interviewing system where it's not the dealers you're interviewing, but you're interviewing the people that are actually interacting with the AI, saying, okay, how was that? Where did we fall down? Like, is the Susie Smith who's calling into the dealership, is she happy?
Yeah.
And how do you know that she is?
Well, that's because of the transparency that we provide in all that communication, right? So one thing is AI and humans working together is not perfect, right? We're not there yet as humans and the AI in general. So we like to refer to it as keeping a human in the loop. So because of that transparency into the communication, if something isn't, if Susie doesn't want to talk to the AI, then a dealership employee sees that right away and is able to get in and stay in the loop with that.
So you have an opt-out if you
Yes.
don't want to do that. And then do you also, to follow up on Chase's comment, sentiment analysis, do you do that as well?
Yes. Matter of fact, one of our, it's an automation, one of the AI components is we can write a summary based on the conversation. So the AI will go back 6 hours into the conversation and give a summary. The nice thing about that is we have some ability to escalate to management if a customer hasn't been responded to in whatever time frame, right? And so I don't want to go in and see a bunch of voicemails and text messages and read all that stuff. That's not efficient for a manager. So I can read an AI summary at the bottom that'll be 3 sentences, and it'll give a sentiment of what the customer's attitude is.
Do you know what % opt out in that process?
Of the AI?
How many of the consumers get on and go, I hate this, get a human being on the phone?
I mean, it's kind of regional, but probably in that 10 to 12% range. A lot of it is, and I've worked for multiple AI companies starting back in 2015, and a lot of it's an education process. You're training your customers that, hey, this is the best way to communicate with the dealership. And at the end of the day, this is replacing that voicemail system, right? That flashing red light that's on every advisor when you leave for the end of the day. How many customers does that represent? 1 or 25? You don't know. There's no visibility into it.
All right, provocative question. Why you versus Stella?
We do a lot more. And it's the human in the loop and the transparency into the communication. It's also an app on your phone. I was at NADA, Southern California dealer group. COO pulls up the app on his phone and says, look, I see the visibility in all communication, from my advisors, from my BDC agents to the customer, what they think of it. That transparency is huge.
dealers are really good idea guys, and you've heard every idea under the sun if you've been in with the dealer. What's next for y'all, as much as you can share? Like, what's a release that's coming that's going to be really cool for the dealer?
I don't know if there's much I could, I think me personally as a vision down the road, and I don't think this is, anytime in the next year or so, but I could see advisors giving AI a command to do a specific task, and the AI does it for them.
But all in fixed ops. Are you thinking about variable ops at all?
So funny you asked that. We started as a fixed ops solution, right? Service, parts, body shop, collision center. But because of the success we're having in fixed ops, of course, GMs are like, well, what can you do for sales? So about 20% of our clients now have moved into sales. From a product standpoint roadmap, though, that's what we have to attack is the sales side of things, from like your integrations and stuff like that, because we have the integrations with your DMSs and everything on the service side.
Practically, is the AI answering questions or is the AI handing off?
Both.
Okay.
Just depends on the type of phone call that's coming in.
So to that point, but you're scheduling, so are you going into my scheduling system through, is the AI doing that? So I'm listening to what Chase says to me and I'm interpreting, does he really need 4 tires, 2 tires, what does he need, and then setting up a scheduling appointment?
So, and a lot of that's based on how the dealer has the scheduler set up. But yes, we have a couple different methods on how we handle the appointment. Customers that prefer to text, we can text them the link to the scheduler. They can self-serve, right? Or if they don't want to text, then obviously the AI assistant has the ability to go into the scheduler and schedule the appointment as well.
Are you raising now?
I believe we're accepting phone calls.
Awesome. Very good. All right, let's put our scores in for the last one of the day. We'll give them a hand, I guess. Yeah, thank you. Go ahead and put your scores in. Gents, we'll score the last one, and then we'll get you guys out to lunch. Thanks for hanging with us for a little bit. We had a little bit of a long morning, so. Oh, man, this one's tough. I don't know. All right, here we go, and we'll reveal the final scores of everyone up here. We got a 4.6, a 4.2, and a 4.3. Thank you very much, Monty. Give a rousing round of applause for the entirety of this morning. Do we have a score on who's the winner this morning? Come on, should be. Was I paying attention well enough that I think we all know who the winner was? Is it? Let's congratulate Numa for being the winner of this morning's round. The third place will be combined between the two rooms, so we'll announce that this afternoon. Everyone, thank you for coming to Pitch Tank. You have lunch next, and then afternoon sessions in the 3 halls this afternoon. We'll see you around.